The walls around your heart were never a mistake. Hear that before anything else tonight. They were raised by someone under siege, someone intelligent, someone exhausted, someone who found a way to keep a fragile thing alive in a world that kept dropping it. Your fortress is not the evidence of what is wrong with you. It is the evidence of what you survived. But stone does not know when a war ends. A wall cannot tell the difference between an enemy and a guest. And so the same gates that once held back the storm may now be holding back the sun. And somewhere behind them, your heart is still waiting for a life that keeps arriving at the walls and finding no way in. No one is born fortified. Every heart begins as open country, unfenced, unguarded, offering itself to the world the way a field offers itself to the weather. You began that way too. You trusted the way children trust, completely, without ceremony, handing your heart to people the way you would hand them bread, certain it would be received. Then the weather turned. Perhaps it turned all at once, in a single winter you can still name. Perhaps it turned slowly, one cold season at a time, until warmth became something you could not quite remember and could not quite stop missing. Either way, the building began. There is a stone in your wall for the first time you learned that love could leave without explanation. A stone for the promise made in daylight and broken in the dark. A stone for the door that closed, for the call that never came, for the silence that taught you more about your worth than any words ever dared to. There are stones quarried from grief, from the people who left the world, and the people who simply left. And there are stones that are not wounds at all, but lessons, cut square and fitted tight. Never need anyone, never go first, never let them see. Your heart became a mason. It worked at night, without your permission and without your thanks, hauling each heavy thing into place and sealing the seams with silence. It did not ask whether you wanted a fortress. It only knew that you needed one, and every stone made sense at the time. That is the part to remember. Whenever you are tempted to be ashamed of the wall, every single stone made sense at the time. But walls have a habit their builders rarely notice. They keep rising after the danger stops. One more course of stone, just in case. One more year of distance to be certain, until one day the wall stands higher than any threat that ever came. The sky itself is only a rumor from the courtyard, and the builder can no longer say when the building became the point. Still, before anything is asked of your fortress, let something first be said to it. Thank you. Thank the walls for the distance. They put a mile of cold stone between you and the hands that were careless with you, and there were years when that distance was the only reason you slept. Thank the gates for their silence. They taught you that not every knock deserves an answer, that not every question is owed your truth. And thank the armor. You wore it so long it learned the shape of you, a second skin of quiet steel, and it let you walk through rooms that would have flayed a softer version of you, and come out the other side still upright, still breathing, still here. Whatever anyone said about you being guarded, or distant, or hard to reach, understand this. They were reading the wall and calling it your name. They never saw the mason. They never saw the war. This is what so many voices get wrong when they speak about hearts like yours. They treat the fortress as the enemy. It never was. It was the shelter your heart built when it had no other way to stay alive. The fortress is not your flaw. It is your history standing up. But protection keeps an honest ledger, and its arithmetic softens for no one. Whatever keeps things out never asks what it is keeping out. The stone that turns away the storm turns away the sun. The gate that stops the thief stops the friend. The armour that shrugs off the blade shrugs off the kind hand laid on a shoulder. Steel cannot tell tenderness from threat, and so, to be safe, it refuses both. Nothing can wound you easily anymore. That was the whole design. But nothing can reach you deeply either, and that was never the plan. Kindness arrives and is inspected at the gates, like a stranger's parcel. Compliments are tasted for poison. Love calls your name across the walls, and hears only its own echo coming back off stone. And in time, love stops calling. Not because you were unlovable, because no one can hold a conversation with a wall forever. And there is a loneliness in this that almost no one names, because from the outside it does not look like loneliness at all. It looks like independence. It looks like strength, like standards, like a full and orderly life that simply happens to contain no one who knows where your wounds are. It is the loneliness of the perfectly defended, untouchable and untouched. So picture it now, because this image has been yours for a long time. A fortress on a hill, in the last blue hour of the night. Below it, the old battlefield has grown still and green. Grass has closed over the trenches. Wildflowers stand along the ruts where the siege engines rolled, and ivy has claimed the broken ladders the enemy left behind. Even the crows have forgotten there was ever anything here worth circling. And in the courtyard, beside a fire burned down to embers, sits a knight who has not taken off the armour in years. The sword rests within reach of the right hand. The helmet stays on through supper, through midnight, through the slow grey arrival of every morning. The eyes keep returning to the horizon, not because anything moves there, but because watching is the only prayer this body still remembers how to say. The siege ended long ago. The enemy is gone, not resting, not regrouping. Gone, their fires cold, their banners rotted into the soil of some other country. But no messenger ever thought to inform the body, so the heart keeps a watch nobody posted, over a war nobody is fighting, against an army that struck its tents years ago and never once looked back. The vigilance that saved your life has outlived its war, and now it works only the night shift of your exhaustion, scanning rooms, rehearsing exits, reading every face for the first flicker of leaving. The watching used to keep you alive. Now it only keeps you tired. You know this night. You have carried that armour into dinners and doorways and beds. You have been present in rooms and entirely elsewhere within them, one eye always on a horizon nobody else could see. You have sat at that fire long past every reasonable hour, telling yourself it was warmth when it was only watchfulness with somewhere to rest its eyes. And in the honest minutes before sleep, you have wondered how it is possible to feel besieged in a life where no one is attacking, how the war can be over everywhere in the world except in you. But stone, for all its patience, is not the most patient thing on that hill. Light is. Light holds no grudge against walls. It has no siege engines and no strategy. It simply returns, morning after morning, laying itself against the stone like a hand against a fevered forehead, asking nothing, forcing nothing, waiting. And one morning there is a crack. Perhaps it has been there for years, and you are only now willing to see it. A thin seam where the mortar has given way, and through it a single bar of gold lying across the cold flagstone floor. Light inside the fortress, resting there as if it had waited half a lifetime for permission. Your first instinct is the old instinct: seal it. A crack is a breach, and a breach is how the pain got in last time. But stay your hand a moment and look closer. Nothing is breaking. Nothing is under attack. The wall is not failing. Something behind the wall is remembering. You have felt these cracks already, in your own private way. The song that finds the gap in the armor and makes your eyes sting in the car. For no reason you could defend aloud. The stranger's small kindness that slips under the visor before you can lower it. The animal that climbs into your lap and falls asleep, trusting you completely, while something in your chest shifts like a stone settling after long strain. Tears that arrive without a summons and leave without an explanation. These are not failures of your defenses. These are your heart's original windows, remembering themselves. Because the heart was never designed as a keep. Look at how it was made, chambers and doors, an entrance and an exit for everything it carries, the whole of it built around a rhythm of letting in and letting go. It was built to beat, not merely to endure. The cracks are not the wall coming down. They are the older architecture underneath the wall, the doors and windows of the original heart, asking softly to exist again. So hear what is actually being asked of you, because it is far less than you fear. No one is asking you to tear the walls down. No one is asking you to stand in open country with your chest bare, offering your softest self to whoever happens past. Every softening in you has been met before by someone demanding more of it, faster on their schedule, and that is not what this is. That was never what this was. A drawbridge does not fall, it is lowered, link by link, chain by chain, by a hand on a winch, and the hand on the winch is yours. It has always been yours. That is the detail the fear leaves out of the story. Lowering the bridge can be almost unbearably small. One honest sentence, spoken aloud to one person who has earned it. I am not fine. And the bridge has dropped an inch, letting someone see your face in the moment before you arrange it. Answering, how are you? With one true clause before the armor finishes the sentence for you. Each of these is a link of chain paid out slowly into the morning air. Each of these is enough. And understand what you are doing when you do this, because it is not exposure. You are opening a gate you control, on a bridge you can raise again, for a guest you have chosen, at an hour you have named. The gate that opens is the same gate that closes. That is precisely what makes opening it safe. This is not surrender. This is sovereignty. The fortress never needed to become an open field. It only ever needed a working gate. Because this is where it was always going, not the demolition of the fortress, the transformation of it. The stones do not have to come down. They have to change their allegiance. Keep the walls and set windows into them, so the light that once had to find cracks can be welcomed through glass. Keep the gates and oil the hinges until they answer to your hand alone, opening without shrieking, closing without slamming. Let the fire in the great hall burn for warmth now, not for signaling. Let ivy have the outer stones. Plant something living in the courtyard, in the exact place where the armory stood. This is the difference between a prison and a sanctuary, and the difference was never the walls. Both have walls. A prison decides for you. A sanctuary answers to you. Within softened walls, solitude changes its nature entirely. It becomes a room you visit, not a sentence you serve. You withdraw to rest now, not to hide. Some evenings you close the gates because quiet is a nourishment, and some evenings you open them because so is company, and both, at last, are choices, made freshly, made by you. Discernment moves in where defense used to live. The question at the gate is no longer how to keep everything out, but who has shown themselves, slowly and over time, to be gentle with open things. Some people will be welcomed into the courtyard and no further, and that is hospitality, not coldness. A few, a very few perhaps, will be shown the inner rooms. That is not weakness returning. That is the deepest chamber of the fortress finally being used for what it was built for. And the armour is granted an honourable retirement, hung in the hall, kept oiled, never mocked. You are allowed to know exactly where it is. Some seasons of a life will still call for it, and on those days you may wear it with the old skill and take it off again at your own door, in your own time. It becomes something you put on. It stops being something you are. So return one last time to the courtyard and its embers in the hour when night thins at its eastern edge. The night stirs, then slowly, because the body has been faithful to its post for years, and faithfulness leaves its ache in the joints. The night rises, and what happens next is not what the old stories promised. There is no final battle. There is no worthy enemy left on any horizon. The sword is set down beside the hearth without ceremony, the way you set down something whose work is finished. Then the gauntlets, one buckle at a time, worked loose by fingers that have half forgotten their own dexterity, until the steel comes away and is laid on the stone, and the hands are bare in the morning air for the first time in longer than memory holds. The hands were always under there, warm, living, only waiting. They open and close once, twice, learning themselves again, and the cool air against the skin is not danger. It is sensation. It is the world, arriving at last at something that can feel it. And then the walk, across the courtyard, past walls, whose cracks are slowly filling with early gold, under the arch, out across the lowered bridge, not marching and not fleeing, walking, the unhurried pace of someone leaving a long night and entering an ordinary, unrepeatable morning. There is bird song in the ivy. There is dew on the grass where the trenches used to be. Somewhere below lies a world that was never only enemies, going about its gentle business, waiting to be lived in rather than watched. The fortress stands behind exactly where it has always stood, and it does not grieve to be left. It was built for one purpose, and the purpose was you, alive, and there you are, alive, walking, bare-handed in the light. The fortress is not a ruin now, and it is not a prison. It is proof that you were once in real danger and found a way through. Proof that something in you loved you fiercely enough to build. It will hold the hill without you. It was never meant to hold you. The war is over. The dawn is not a threat, and it never was. It is an invitation that has come to your gates every single morning, patient as light, with your name on it. You are allowed to rest without hiding. You are allowed to be reached. You are allowed to be met and moved and held. And you are allowed, fully, finally, gently, to leave the place that saved you. Thank you for watching and for walking this path alongside me. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. For high-resolution art, music, and full transcripts, consider joining me on Patreon. Until then, carry these reflections gently with you, and I hope to see you again in the next video.